I'm Christine from Pack Hacker. In this video, we're taking a look at the Osprey Ozone carry-on boarding bag, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. Let's dive in. The carry-on boarding bag is made with really thin 100D recycled, blue sign approved nylon. So it's very lightweight, which that's a plus, and extremely flexible, which is also nice. But you'll see it does tend to cave in certain places depending on how you have it packed. We do have 210D on the bottom, so it's a little thicker, but overall this is not the most, it's not the thickest material for a bag. We have the Osprey logo here, and then the Ozone branding down here by the bike light loop. And then there's another tab back here that says Ozone boarding bag, just so you don't forget what you are carrying, obviously. Then we have this really nicely padded carry handle, which I do like for a bag like this where you can take the shoulder strap off. You could definitely carry this for a long time this way and not be uncomfortable. There's also a luggage pass-through, and I don't know if you can tell just by looking at it, but it is narrower than a lot of other pass-throughs that I've dealt with, so it fits over the handle of rolling luggage, no problem. It definitely fits, but you have to sort of, depending on how wide the handle is, you may have to sort of wriggle your way on there, that's all. We also have, I forgot to mention that the material is coated with a PFAS-free durable water repellent, and then we have these water repellent zippers as well, YKK, but they are very stiff. You can see that. And the worst one, in my opinion, is this quick access pocket that we'll talk about. Luckily, there are these little webbing tabs at the end of every zipper to grab onto, but it doesn't change the fact that these zippers are really, really stiff. They've got these nice paracords that end in heat shrink, which make them really easy to grab. However, I think especially, again, in the case of the one that you want to get into the fastest and probably the most often, this quick grab one, they're like threaded on sideways, and I think when you go to close it, it's just pulling it the wrong direction. Maybe it would have been better if it had been woven through another way. Some of them are breaking in, some are still pretty stiff. So really quickly here, we do also have this Travel Sentry luggage tag. It is stitched in place, so if you leave your bag somewhere and someone finds this, they can either go to the website and put in the code or scan the QR code, and provided you have registered your bag, they can reconnect you with your gear, which is awesome. Now moving on to the shoulder strap. It swivels on these interesting clips here, and it's removable just by pushing this little tab and then sliding it out. Really nice and easy. It's just sort of a unique opening that I hadn't really seen on too many bags before. And the swivel works great, and it doesn't get twisted too often, which is nice. Obviously, we can also adjust the handle really nice and easily. And then there's this large piece of padding with breathable mesh underneath. It's nice to have padding. I really appreciate the addition. However, this one is so wide and long, it never really conformed to my shoulder over the testing period, and I did find when just putting over one shoulder, it would slip a lot. So I think it's just the padding is maybe too wide for my shoulder. Obviously crossbody, I didn't have this issue, but something to keep in mind. And then just really quickly before we go, we do have nice padding on this back panel so that you don't feel the laptop that's in the back. So this is what the bag looks like in crossbody mode. Like I said, it stays put then a lot nicer that way, and especially if you're going to be commuting, walking for a while, walking through the airport, you may want to do that if you don't have rolling luggage to slide it on otherwise. I prefer, because I don't love pulling things over my head for what you just saw, I prefer doing it this way, but like I said, you can kind of see where it's really wide for my particular shoulder. Maybe I just have a really narrow frame. So it's just something to note depending on your body type. However, I did find this a very nice professional looking bag. We do have some sagging going on, like I said, because of the materials, like the carry handle and the zippers just sort of weigh it down. So there's that. But otherwise, with the colorway, we get black or waterfront blue. So especially this black colorway, I feel like it fits in a lot of situations and you're not going to look out of place. So if you are finding this video helpful, go ahead and click like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you content to help you travel smarter. But now, there are a lot of places to organize your gear in this bag, aside from just the main compartment, so let's go through them. We're gonna start at the front with this nicely padded, you can sort of see these three rows of padding, nicely padded front pocket. So it's so cushy. It's almost a little cushier than the laptop padding, ironically enough. So if you had like a Kindle or something, you could slide that in here real easily. I just put a tech pouch down here and a foldable tote bag, but then there's a lot of other organization to show you. We've got 2 mesh pockets, which I typically use for my AirPods and my hard glasses case. I know it's a little tall, but it really worked out there. It's just, you know, you could also stick a mouse here, stuff like that. And then we have 3 loops for a pen or stylus. I didn't tend to use those that much, but they're there and they work great. They're nice and tight in case you need them. Now, it's gonna be hard to show you this. There you go, right down there. See that little red thing? There's a key clip in here, but it is so far from the top of the zipper and it is on such a short leash. There, that's as far out as we can get it. You can get the entire clip out. So there's that, which means I did this a lot and just kept the clip out so that I had my key fob for work on, and it was just easy to do. But just keep that in mind, it's a really short clip. Obviously, great thing to use so you don't lose your house keys when you go on vacation, but I wish it was a little closer to the top or had a little longer leash. Then we have a huge zipper pocket in here for just bits and bobs. I've got tissues and actually I stuck my wallet in there because I don't need it too much, a little toiletry bag, just whatever things you want to get at but you don't want falling to the bottom of this bag. Now we're going to move into this quick access pocket where I do have to point out that if you have that open and this open, sometimes the zipper pulls will run into each other, so just keep that in mind when you're opening things up. This is a really handy pocket. It basically hangs into the main compartment, but it's all at the top. So you can put sunglasses, your phone, you know, I've got some mints, some hand sanitizer, whatever you want to get at quite often. Aside from the fact that it's hard to open and close, which is not ideal, it's a really great place for those things because it's easy to access while the bag is on your back. Speaking of the back, we have the large laptop compartment for up to a 16-inch device here. We've got the 16-inch MacBook 3D printed back here, and then it's padded on both sides. This is padded, it's flexible, but it's padded to protect from whatever you have in the main compartment, and then we have nice padding here along the back panel. There's no other organization, but there's pockets so many other places that you can put your tech gear anywhere else. And then before we forget, there is also this nice, and really you can really make it hidden there, I just tucked it away. There's this hidden back pocket. I've just got a notebook in it, but it's a really great place for like your passport and extra cash because it's not as noticeable as a lot of the other places on this bag, and also when you're carrying it, obviously it will be up against your body, so it's just a little more secure. So the main compartment doesn't just open just across the top like everything else. This one opens with dual zippers that go all the way down each side, so you can have this nice like clamshell opening, and it's sort of like a suitcase almost, because you have more space on this side than you do on the lid. So it makes it easier to pack if you were to open it up fully and pack it. Now, before I get into the details of that, I do want to point out that silver linings, I'm always looking for silver linings. So when I complain about the fact that these zippers are so stiff, what is also nice about those stiff zippers is it's really easy to just partially open the bag and just reach in and get what you need without it just falling open all the way down. So you can very easily reach into the main compartment while you are traveling, and you're carrying it, and it's not going to just unzip and spill out all your gear. So you win some, you lose some, right? It's all good. This is, you can see this was our top quick access pocket is laying here, and then you can see the front compartment also protrudes into the main compartment. So while it does look like a lot of space, you just have to keep that in mind. That's why I have these 2 packing cubes sort of down low, because then when I have it together, that quick access pocket is taking up this space at the top. It's just it gives you a lot of flexibility, which is nice. So I do have a couple of packing cubes in here. I also did find myself usually sticking my water bottle in here. Of course, pick one that you trust because it's inside. And while it's not touching your laptop, if you do what I did and slide a book in here, it's going to be touching that. So we do have this large slip pocket back here. It has no padding or anything, but it's good for like a journal or a notebook or just a book like I have. And then if you wanted, like I had a pair of just slippers in here and some gym clothes, it's just really nice to carry what you need, like for daily use, like you're going to the gym afterwards, you can do that. Or obviously you're using this as a personal item bag, throw an extra pair, an extra outfit in here in case they lose your luggage if you had checked luggage. Now, again, with the taking a rosy look at issues, I said how this material is very it collapses a lot. Well, guess what? If you don't fill that main compartment, it collapses, so it doesn't protrude as much, so you have a thinner bag if you don't overpack it, which makes this really nice and flexible for different trips. If you are really gonna stuff it, you have the room, it's 20-liter capacity, and I found, you have a lot of room, which is nice. But then if you are just using it for your daily carry as well, and maybe you're not really using the main compartment all that much because you've got everything in all the other pockets, then it sort of collapses down. Again, just, trying to point out that, the lightweight material, lightweight is great. Also, it's a little floppy. So you just have to pick what's important to you. So there you have it, the Osprey Ozone carry-on boarding bag. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.